Welcome to Savannah MAGA voters. Great to have you with us. What a great day of our exploding America First movement to have two of our national leaders here today at the same time, David Perdue and Sarah Palin. Governor Palin, thank you for coming all the way from Alaska. Well, David, I hope you've had a cup of coffee coming into this meeting, because as you know, coffee is for closers, David, and you're closer in this meeting. Our early voting numbers look better than we thought coming in, and our MAGA Trump voters are coming out on game day in droves, and Perdue is going to get in this runoff and be the next governor of Georgia. I'm John Fredericks. I'm a radio and TV talk show host. I'm in Atlanta, AM 1690, WMLB. Also got other stations around the nation. And I'm on Real America's Voice, who is right here and outside the Beltway at 4 to 5 p.m. You can check us out there. This election is bigger than Georgia's governor's race. Yeah. This election on Tuesday is MAGA Armageddon. The entrenched, entitled, privileged, lobbyist, open border, Chamber of Commerce, Washington Republicans want their party back. They know that our movement is days away from a complete takeover of the Washington Republican swamp. We're days away. The career Republican politicians, they all came in here. They want to bring their party back. They want the party of George Bush back. They want the party of Dick Cheney back. They want the party of Karl Rove back. They want the party of Mitt Romney back. And they want to get you out. The DC career politicians have put the entire DC, Washington Republican entrenched establishment here behind a failed governor. They have drawn a line in the sand. Right here in Georgia, they want to crush our MAGA movement on Tuesday. They want to shatter the America First movement right here, and they're using Kemp as their stooge to do it. This is our political revolution. This is our party, and my friends, this is our time. This is their Waterloo, and we are fighting back. Team Trump is fighting back. Sarah Palin is fighting back. And David Perdue, our leader in Georgia, he's fighting back. Momentum and destiny is on our side. Palin and Perdue are at the precipice today. MAGA voters are coming out on game day, and we're bringing an army with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to send a message with your vote. We need to send a message on Tuesday. Every vote for Perdue is a vote for election integrity. Every vote for David Perdue is a vote for the sanctity of life. Every vote for David Perdue on Tuesday is a vote to get rid of the income tax in Georgia. When David Perdue gets into this runoff on Tuesday, he's governor. Ladies and gentlemen, the next governor of Georgia, David Perdue.
John, I think you'll be okay if we just get you to come out of your shell a little bit. Thank you. God bless you guys. Thank you, media, for coming out here, and all your supporters. Thank you guys for coming today. I want to give a special welcome to John Gordon, who is running for Attorney General. I'm going to be very brief today because we have a very special guest, and this is an honor for me to have the governor, or the ex-governor of Alaska here, who is running for Congress in Alaska. She's come 5,000 miles to be down here today, all the way across. We were coming, it's about as far as you can go and still be in the continental United States, from Alaska to Georgia, right? So it's always this warm here, and the weather's always this good. So thank you for being here, Governor. Thank you. I'm going to ask her to say a few words in a minute, but let me just make a couple comments. I'll be very brief. This is a race between people and politicians. I'm an outsider. I had a 40-year business career. I ran for the United States Senate in 2014 to help change the direction of the country, and thanks to Donald Trump, we did that. We created the best economic turnaround in U.S. history. The best thing Jimmy Carter gave America was Ronald Reagan. The best thing Barack Obama gave America, Donald Trump. We saw how they failed. The Democrat platform has failed repeatedly. They cut our military. They ruined our economy. They sent us down the wrong road. And now we see the Biden madness doing exactly the same thing. 2 million illegals, runaway inflation, $5 a gallon gasoline down here. We lost our energy independence. They shut down Anwar in Alaska. We know we can't keep going down this road. This governor's race right now will determine whether or not we have a conservative Republican in the White House in 24. It will also determine whether we get the Senate majority back right here in Georgia. This Senate race will determine that, I believe. And neither one of those will happen if Brian Kemp is our nominee coming out of the Republican Party. Why? Because he has divided our party. He allowed them to steal the election. He denied it. He is now covering it up, and he's suppressing evidence. And that's why he cannot win in November. That's why Bonnie and I, my wife, decided to get in here. We could not stand by and watch this train wreck happen. So I am delighted to have the endorsement of Governor Palin. I'm just telling you, the House seat in Alaska, there's only one seat, so that makes her technically more powerful than the 2 senators up there. But there is a real, she's in a, she'll tell you about it, I think there's something like 50 candidates in that race. It's all mail-in ballots. It's a struggle up there. I'm so delighted she gave us some time to come down here. Let me introduce one of the great American heroes, one of the great supporters of America First, one of the great supporters of Donald Trump, Governor Sarah Palin. Thank you.
Thawing out. Yeah, this is beautiful, and everything that is going on in Georgia, it is so important. It is so important for the electorate to do its job and show up on Tuesday and take our country back, take your state back. That position of governor is so very important when we talk about election integrity, and that should be first and foremost on everyone's mind. What we can do to ensure the integrity of our elections, because you cannot exercise democracy within our republic when you don't have the fair elections that the electorate deserves. And of course, David Perdue, he, with his priorities being truth and letting the people's will be first and foremost in his agenda, it's so important. Kemp had opportunity to do something about the shenanigans that had gone on in this past election. I don't know why he was so hesitant, why he kind of just went along to go along, and that's unfortunate. And we can count on David Perdue to do opposite of that, but to challenge the status quo. Ronald Reagan had said, status quo, that's Latin for the mess that we're in. And we are in a mess, not just in our individual states, but the country as a whole. So David, being a leader of the America First movement, he was America First before America First was cool.
That's right.
He knew then to support what it was that Donald Trump was standing for, the Trump movement, that the people were backing, that the people so recognized was most important for our country. And David was right there in the forefront from the beginning. I was really happy too that, of course, President Trump endorsed David Perdue, and I talked to him a couple of times in the past couple of weeks, and we talked about election integrity. We talked about these individual states, how important it is that we have the right governors in our state capitals, mentioning David Perdue also, and Trump's like, can you imagine if all of us are in position at the same time, what it is that we'd be able to accomplish? And I think that has the left get their heads floating about now, because they don't want to see that. They don't want to see David Perdue in office, because he will come up against that status quo, that machine that has been compromised, that political machine that's been compromised. He's doing what he's had to do for years, and I too, in my own political career, up against the good old boy network. You don't make a lot of friends within the party establishment when you challenge those who you believe, those who you know could and should be doing a much better job for the voters of their state. So I so respect that in David, that he's bold, he's courageous, he has a wonderful family, his wife being so supportive. And she's a wonderful woman, and you know, I always like to say behind every strong, successful man stands a surprise woman. So you have the right partner there, David, in what it is that you need as a team to be willing to serve. And he is willing to serve. He could be doing anything else in the world, you guys. And here he making sacrifices for Georgia in order to make sure the will of the people, it's heard, it's adhered to, and that's how Georgia is taken back. So yeah, it's an honor to get to be here. And you know, I think voters hopefully, you know, in this, we're at the end game here on the 24th for this primary, they need to remember who's in the best position to defeat Stacey Abrams. Because if she were to be in office, man, she'd be making Biden look like this genius, you know, with all these great ideas. And no, what Stacey has already been a part of, this commitment to fundamentally transform America via our states, that's a scary thought. You only fundamentally transform something for which you have disdain. You actually want to get rid of what it is and reinvent. They're talking about our country is what they want to do, and she's a part of that movement. So very, very important that Georgia voters keep that in mind. Who is best positioned, who has the courage, who has the boldness, who has Trump's backing too, to defeat Stacey Abrams. And I'm asking that as, 5,000 miles away up in Alaska. I'm asking that Georgia keep that in mind, because what goes on in your state capital really does affect the rest of the nation. It's not just Georgia on my mind. Georgia is on the mind of collectively the United States of America. Everybody's going to be watching what happens on Tuesday. So, the right candidate here in David Perdue. It's my absolute honor to get to be just a little tiny, tiny part of this, to lend whatever support I can and hopefully help the cause and not hurt the cause. And I'm very, very pleased to get to be here. You guys have a beautiful state. I hope you don't just take it for granted. Absolutely gorgeous and wonderful, wonderful, hard-working, common sense, constitutional conservatives everywhere I look. And that's refreshing. So happy to be here. Very, very happy to get to shake hands again with your next governor, David Perdue.
Governor, thank you. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask your, how would somebody get in touch with you if they wanted to help? What's your website?
Sarah for Alaska.
Sarah for Alaska.
Very simple.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to Georgia. I know you have another event. We'll be very brief here. I'll just take a couple of questions. John, thank you for running. We have got to get to the bottom of this. John, thank you for hosting this and being all over the state in the last 3 weeks. We're going to run through the finish line here and make sure that the people have a voice in this election, not just the career politicians and the power brokers in Atlanta. So with that, I'd be happy to take a couple of questions.
So we talk about Trump's support and how MAGA is huge on the mind for this election, but lately Trump has said he's actually washing his hands of this.
Oh, really? Have you checked the statements in the last 30 minutes, last hour? Trump has never said he's washed his hands of this race. As a matter of fact, that's fake news. That's what the national media wants you to believe, and he absolutely said there was no truth in that at all. I can tell you personally, he is so invested in this. Personally, in his pack, I mean, this is a president that really understands the importance of this race in Georgia.
David, why did you vote for the?
Excuse me just a minute. I'm sorry, I'm answering a question, sir. Excuse me. It's a very good question. I want to make sure you understand. This president understands that if we want a conservative Republican in the White House in 24 and we want to get our Senate majority back in 22, we have to win this governor's race. This is bigger than me. And I think Donald Trump knows that, and that's why he supported me from the very beginning. Thank you.
David, why did you vote to certify the electoral college vote when you know it was fraudulent?
Well, actually, I didn't vote. I wasn't an officer then. I wasn't in the United States
Why
Senate.
did you vote
Excuse me,
not
I'm
to-
answering your question, sir. If you allow me to, I'd be happy to answer your
Go
question.
ahead.
I was not in the United States Senate when they had that. Sorry.
You were so.
No, sir, I was not. I was not. I ended my office in January the 3rd. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Wait, Dave, do you feel like the results of Tuesday's election will have any bearing on your relationship with Donald Trump going forward? Is it reliant on you